Teofimo Lopez got his flowers from myself because of his performance on Friday. He did great. But I've got a problem with Teofimo Lopez right now. What's my problem with him? Well, for any of those that saw his Instagram live last night, not the first time it's happened, but it happened again. He decides to drop some slurs in that IG live as he's working with his dad. Those of you that have seen the video know what words I'm talking about. I'm not going to say it on here, but it's very derogatory words. For myself, I'm someone that will always say this. Yes, freedom of speech. Absolutely. You're not going to be punished, not going to be taken out. I don't think he needs to be dropped by anybody. It is what it is. But there's consequences for your words. I am a full believer. This goes back to the Bryce Mitchell situation that UFC dealt with when he made the Jewish Adolf Hitler slur, last year, early this year, whatever that was. Absolutely ridiculous. I do not condone it. I think it's a disgrace. I think that I can now look at you in a different light because of the way you used your words and what you believe. I don't believe that you should be banned or taken off anything like that. No, because at the end of the day, you do have freedom of speech. What I do believe happens is that words do have consequences in terms of the way that people view you. And because of the fact that Teofimo Lopez has not been able to perform to the level in which people are looking forward to him performing in, it has now opened the door where he's had to take on this villain role. But the villain role is not very, very wise that he's chosen. If I'm a fighter, I'm going to utilize myself to uplift my image and become a great fighter in the ring. But you can utilize your mouth to become the villain role. But Teofimo Lopez, the way he's gone about being a villain, is pathetic. You don't need to make everything racist in your villain approach. That's not the way of doing it. I'm all for guys trash talking. I'm all for guys utilizing their mouths to go and promote themselves, make them names bigger, become a villain, if you want to say. But doing what Teofimo Lopez is doing is not the way to do it. I do not condone it. I do not support it. I think it's a disgrace. And the way you look at a guy like that is like, okay, you're obviously doing this because you want to go make your name larger. You want to make controversy. You want people to be talking to you. And yes, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to do this very often. But the fact of the matter is that, yes, we now look at you as a dirtbag. Straight out. No other way around that. You don't need to go put yourself in a position by utilizing these racial slurs, by doing these things. There is countless other ways that boxers over many, many years have utilized their mouths to build their name up, to make themselves hated, to become the villain role. They have not had to go about this way. And yes, Ron Garcia is in the very, very same boat. I do think that whatever the case with Ron Garcia was, is that Ron Garcia was going through some stuff last year, and that led to his racist, every derogatory thing you could think of he did. But I do sense that maybe it's been some form of a change, like he's got sober now. I could stand incorrected there, but the fact of the matter is that Ron Garcia is in that same boat if he wants to utilize those techniques. But for Teofimo Lopez, there is no soberness issues and nothing like that. Lopez is clearly choosing to do this on his own self, on his own terms, in a sober mindset, and he wants to go out there. And his goal right now is to take an approach to being vulgar with his language and doing it in a derogatory term. It's a disgrace. And in my opinion, as I said, do I think people should go drop Teofimo Lopez? No, it's not going to happen. But what I do think could happen is that a lot of fans could go turn their backs on him and no longer like him. And not only that, but detest him. But it's not in a way that Teofimo Lopez wants it to be in. What I think T.O. wants us to be is that he's a villain. Everybody wants to watch him lose, and therefore they're going to tune into his fights. What I personally think is going to happen is that people are going to turn their back on Teofimo Lopez and not really want to watch him whatsoever. His fighting style is not very entertaining, and he just put himself in a very, very weird position. There are many ways I'm going to reiterate that you could go about this in an appropriate manner. What he is currently doing is a disgrace to himself and to boxing. There's no place in boxing for what he's been doing in terms of the way he utilizes his mouth. And the crazy thing is that when he wants to go out there and say these terms, you notice something. That when he gets confronted about these issues, he tones down a lot. He becomes a lot more mellow. That fake Teofimo Lopez that we keep seeing on social media no longer comes to fruition when he's being, whether that be the Bud Crawford one. I know Najee went out there and confronted him. He seems to go in a bubble, and those words that he likes to utilize when he's by himself or with his dad go out the window. So my thing to Teofimo Lopez is, listen, you are very, very talented when you especially fight to your level that you're capable of fighting to, which is not always a typical issue for him. But you don't have to go this way. And if you want to keep going about this promotion ways of doing it in a derogatory and racist way, then nobody's going to support you. And you're not just going to be the villain that like Floyd Mayweather became. You're going to become a villain that just nobody cares about. You're going to be discarded because of the way that you utilize your mouth. This is not in a way to promote fights. This is in a way for you to go make yourself look a fool. Straight up. No other way around that. There's no place in boxing for what Teofimo Lopez is saying and the way he's handling business. There's better ways to do it. And if he doesn't shape up, he's going to lose all of his fans for the most part. And at that point in time, he's not going to have much of an image at all in boxing.